Thank you. I will try to be very brief. Again, for the record, Darryl Perry, CEO of Liberty Lobby LLC. The current law is very vague and confusing. And let me explain what I mean. Going through the things that are currently in statute for reasons that one can get an absentee ballot. I plan to be absent on the day of the election from the city, town, or unincorporated place where I'm domiciled. How long must I be absent in order to qualify? If I'm going to the grocery store that is in the next town, does that deem me to be sufficiently absent from the town? The next one is dealing specifically with a presidential primary election where the date's not yet been announced, where it says I may be absent, but I don't know what day it is. If I'm not absent, then I'm not eligible to vote. Again, how long must you be absent from town to be able to check that off? A religious commitment, that one seems to be very clear. Disability also seems to be pretty clear. And the final is the one that deals with employment. What if I have a job where I know that there's a possibility that I might be mandated to work a double shift on election day, but I don't know before going in that I'm going to be required to work a double shift? If the place of employment is within the town, then I can't say I'm going to be absent from town, but I don't necessarily know that I have the employment obligation. I might. So could I use that, and then, things happen. Do I wind up getting convicted of fraudulent voting because I thought that something was going to happen to either keep me out of town all day or keep me at work all day? In Keene, we are a city, but we have an SB2 school district. So we've got school district elections coming up in about a month. I plan to be in Concord for part of the day. Does that deem me to be sufficiently absent so I can just go ahead and file absentee? The best solution here, instead of trying to come up with every example or citing in statute, this is how long you must be out of town or at work, is to broaden this to just allow that no excuse absentee voting. That way you don't have people having to second guess whether they're eligible to vote absentee or not. And I'll answer any questions.
Are there questions from committee members for Mr. Perry? Representative White.
Mr. Perry, what's your take on the assertion that these are the highest chance for voter fraud? What's your take on that? What's your response to that?
Let me see if I understand the question. The question is, how do I respond to the claim that if we allow more people to vote absentee, then there's going to be more voter fraud? I don't think you can necessarily jump to that conclusion. It could also be argued that if we make more people eligible to vote, there's going to be more voter fraud. So, that could have been used as an objection 100 and some odd years ago when they wanted to change it from property owners that had, I believe at the time it was 100 pound value estate. That being 100 British pound, not the net weight of all of your stuff being 100 pounds. So any time you're expanding who or how, there is going to be the claim that that's going to increase the chances of voter fraud. But if you wind up allowing more people to use credit cards, then that increases the chance of credit card fraud. That doesn't mean that absentee voting is in and of itself bad, or that credit cards are in and of themselves bad. I hope that sufficiently answered the question.
Further questions? I'm seeing none. Thank you, Mr. Perry.